What's going on, folks? Last time I was here, I was testing out the M2 Pro with the WoW, and in that video, I was doing a travel video out in, I believe it was Vancouver, where I had just a bunch of kind of like vlog setup, traveling with the MacBook, testing out WoW. And so now I happen to have the Lenovo Legion 7i Gen 8, and in this one, I'm actually on my way to Denver and have had the opportunity to take it with me to test it out from a travel perspective. So before I get into WoW and in the spirit of making a video that's similar to that one, I wanted to just talk about briefly how it's been traveling for like one day. So actually on that Vancouver trip, I was delayed a lot, and now similarly with this new laptop, I might be cursed with new laptops. I've been delayed in a hotel waiting to get to Denver, and I busted out the laptop to see how it performs. So this is something that most people might not know, but when you take it off the power adapter, it actually performs pretty slowly. I was actually surprised compared to my Zephyrus G15. Perhaps there's some settings to test out. I tried to see how long the battery would last, but even getting to the setting to turn it to the most efficient took a long time. So something to keep in mind is that I would recommend sooner than before you're traveling to figure out how this machine works in terms of off battery, on battery, or off AC adapter. You want to make sure that you install the right things. Actually, when I put it in hybrid mode, this is one thing I haven't heard reviewers talk about, is that this machine, you need to install some drivers. So when you go to the Lenovo Vantage, you're able to turn on GPU working mode. It has a toggle here. It tells you to restart. Once you restart, you have these settings that are brought up. So if you are on battery, you could force it to be hybrid only GPU mode, but then it won't let you like change the brightness at all. And so something you'll have to do is actually go into device manager, go into display, and then this didn't have the Intel installed already, so I had to update driver and installed it and then kind of restart the computer. So something that, compared to at least from an Apple perspective, you won't have to do that configuration because it kind of just works out of the box. And something that some people have heard from MacBook reviews is that the M2 machines, they perform at parity when plugged in, whereas Intel and AMD, you actually throttle back and you get worse performance. So that's something to consider, I think, if someone is considering the uses of this laptop. Obviously, I primarily get views from testing video games that people request, and most people are plugged in. But if you ever needed to use it for like doing work or taking a meeting on the fly or changing a Word document, it was actually surprising how much it throttled back and slowed down. So that's something to consider with this device. I haven't heard most people talking about it. And then in terms of kind of making content, right now I'm using iOS camera connected to OBS to record. Obviously, if I was on the MacBook, I could have just used continuity camera or just recorded and then airdrop to myself to produce this content. So depending on how long I actually have a plugged in cable to have this in iOS. I could probably show you right here. It's iOS camera, and there's a plugin you could buy, or plugin is free, I believe, and then a free iOS app to get the camera from your iPhone back here. So something to consider from a content creation perspective is also you won't be able to kind of easily transfer files. And then, I mean, I don't know what people's workflow is if you're typically editing off plugged in or not. That's also something to consider. So with that being said, let's take a look at some of the gaming reviews, and in the spirit of doing the WoW content on the road, I'm going to just go ahead and showcase right here in the hotel room while I'm waiting for my 12-hour plus delayed flight. Let's take a look at WoW.
All right, so believe it or not, I'm recording from the airport. Nothing beats the Apple headphones that just, the ones from the AirPod commercials, they're just so good at reducing noise. You could get the right settings, and if you speak right into the mic, you won't pick up background noise. Now, going right into what this review is and what I want to talk about is, you'll obviously be hearing that I'm recording some of this content from the airport. This is a true travel review. Making this content, played this at the airport, or actually I played this at the hotel, and now I'm waiting at the airport doing this voiceover. You can see the settings, everything bumped to max. So I was surprised actually when setting it to 10 that these bottom settings, I think, did not get adjusted because later in this video I showcased going to 1 and nothing happens. So there's some settings here, and at the very moment this one does not have ray tracing. I'll put on ray tracing later in the video, but until then no commentary is going to be made. I think you'll showcase on the bottom right there the FPS is going to be around 90, where the screen is almost quad HD, and the max it could be is 240, but it's running at 90 FPS, so just something to keep a lookout for.
I don't have a target. It's too far away. I need to get closer.
Intruders! You will be our next sacrifice!
I knew the Alliance would rescue us. Let's get out of here.
Out of range.
Okay, so I messed with settings again here. I'm trying to basically see how I could get 240 FPS. So doing the targeted thing, you can see all there, bumped it up to 100-ish. But obviously my screen rate, refresh rate is 240 FPS, so I'm trying to get that. And I honestly don't think I was fully able to do it, and I think it has something to do with the advanced settings. I expected this base game quality to affect the bottom settings below. Obviously, you see as I go lower and lower, it's going up to 140, 150 area. And then there's obviously other settings I could do, such as ray tracing and stuff of that nature. Yeah, basically, if some people want to play at the max that their screen is, I think some people could tell the difference between 240 FPS versus 144. I actually could when I was playing Dota. So it's something to consider if you're a 240 hertz gamer versus a 144 hertz gamer. At full spec, you're going to get 90 FPS, but I do believe that obviously at certain settings, whether they're the lowest or certain configuration in the advanced settings, you'll definitely get 240 FPS. So obviously one of the last things I tested is bumping it back up and turning ray tracing on, RTX mode, let's get it. I basically just wanted to showcase how it looks like in WoW. So definitely could able to pull this off, and you'll probably get around below 90 when you turn RTX mode on, ray tracing on. So you probably hover around 70 FPS. So just something to consider depending on what type of game you are. 60 FPS fully maxed. 90 FPS are ray tracing off, and whatever settings you want to play to get 140 FPS or 240 FPS.
Recruit. Quillboar are far deadlier than Murlocs. You need to be ready for the dangers ahead. All right, let's see what you know. The Alliance leaves no one behind. We'll find that missing expedition. Sinister Strike builds up not bad, but Eviscerate is much more powerful when used with more combo points. Try it again. Not bad, but Eviscerate is much more powerful when used with more combo points. Try it again. Not bad, but Eviscerate is much more powerful when used with more combo points. Try it again. Not bad, but Eviscerate is much more powerful when used with more combo points. Try it again.
Try it again.
You have 3 combo points. Use Eviscerate now. Good. Eviscerate deals more damage based on your combo points. Try again, but this time use Sinister Strike as often as you can to gain combo points. You have 4 combo points. Time to use Eviscerate. You have 4 combo points. Time to use Eviscerate. Great job! Eviscerate spends all of your combo points. Use 5 focus on getting 5 combo points before you try using Eviscerate. You're at 5 combo points. Use Eviscerate to finish this. Good! You're ready to face the Quillboar. Let's get our people back.
Currently at the airport, I got myself the Belkin attachment. Doesn't fit cleanly onto the lid of this. It's meant for MacBook lids, and it's barely hanging on by a thread, but as you can tell, I think that the iPhone camera, if you're going to use it as a webcam, fits pretty well. When you attach it to the screen, it's kind of thicker. I will say that I attempted to do a recording on battery. This is done on battery, so the NVIDIA Optimus turns off. I had to turn off the NVIDIA encoder. It's currently using QuickSync, not HVEC, the one below it, H264, and I put it to very fast. So hopefully the encoder doesn't like overload. Obviously, if you're trying to edit videos, you're going to be doing QuickSync as well if you're on the go. So once again, this is a kind of a travel setup type of video, how things would be. And of course, compared to the M2 Pro or M1 Max, you don't get the slowdown. You don't have to change the settings to use a different encoder. And even if you're editing on the run, the MacBook batteries don't like throttle down. So something to consider in terms of this travel-esque type review.
B is losing it. Oh, just going on video. Michelle's going crazy. I'm over here making videos. We're stuck here for 12 hours.
Alright, so after kind of going a little crazy in the hotel room, I'm going to test out Tomb Raider. This is, of course, this audio is done after the hotel. I'm waiting at the airport lobby, so I just had to bump the settings to 240 because it was V-synced and only giving me 60 FPS. But as you see, once all ultra settings, every settings max, pretty much get the bench going at 140 FPS stable. Alright, last one of the day is Jedi Fallen Order. Everything was maxed out. I will say, for some reason, it's hard capped at 144 FPS, so I can't use the full 240 screen. But anyways, forgot to install MSI Afterburner, so I just OBS recorded a hardware info. So for that person in the temps, you can see here that they're pretty much stable around, shoot, the screen's too small. I don't even know what they're set at. Looks like it's about 70 Celsius for the CPU, which was overheating for that person.
After you, kid. Will you look at that? A separatist ship. Haven't seen a Luke or Hulk in ages.
Yeah. Ages.
Breaking her will be big money. All right, let's go.
Look out!
Heads up! What the hell?
Hey, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Ladder's out, though. Gonna have to find another way.
Yeah, no problem. I'll improvise.
See you there, pal.
Depart this barge immediately. You are not approved trash.
I'm trash, just not approved trash.
Easy there.
Just passing through.
finishing ahead of schedule. I can just about taste the credits. Gonna be a wild night tonight. Let's get this job done.
Reckless cow.
Good to see you.
You too. Get yourself killed.
That's the idea. Sounds like scrap rats. Creepy. Just passing through, guys. No need to come out and say hi this time.
Hey, Cal, I'll meet you at the clamps.
Sounds good. Be there soon.
How'd you get here?
How'd you get here?
Hold on. I'm chilling. Finally made it to Denver. This is recorded on the internal microphone and the internal webcam. Finally made it to Denver. Just chilling with the pup. And NVIDIA broadcast is on to do the microphone noise cancellation. I just wanted to say in some closing comments from this device, look, I edited the Resolve mobily at the airport, recorded mobily. Let's see if I can get some footy here. I don't have a scene for my desktop. Yeah, recorded Resolve. I was able to make the primary. This stuff was recorded. The voice track was using the Apple AirPods or the Apple wired headphones to get that microphone at the airport. So that's what you guys listen to. And overall, I'd say, just from a recording perspective, it does its job, right? The things with the battery, you'll have to figure out and test yourself. So something to keep in mind. But in general, really to conclude the Travel-esque recap for WoW and compared to M2 Max, I'm getting an encoder overloaded, actually, which is interesting. So something to consider. I think it's the NVIDIA broadcast, but yep, just hanging out in Denver. Finally finished edits, this export. I think you will, if you are making content and not playing video games, you'll be better off with a MacBook. But in terms of what your use cases are, you'll be fine if you configure the battery settings to get this device working. So that's my thoughts. Leave some comments below. Peace.